Day 9 of the 2021 Roland Garros Championship saw utter domination on the women's side and somewhat domination on the men's. The first match of the day was between Sloane Stephens and Barbora Krejcikova, and the Czech women just demolished Stephens today, winning 6-2, 6-love. I have to admit, this scoreline was extremely shocking to me because Sloane had been playing so well the entire tournament. I'm not surprised though that Krejcikova won because she'd been playing outstanding tennis herself this whole clay season. Plus, Sloane is known to falter in the pressure moments, which was the case here. Sloane's level no doubt dropped, hitting 9 winners and 26 unforced errors, but I think a lot of it was due to her having a poor strategy and little momentum. Sloane hits a heavy ball which can do a lot of damage, but here she wasn't placing the ball as well as she needed to, which gave Krejcikova the opportunity to dictate and get the American on the move. Sloane did have some chances early on in the second to get back into the match, but she missed a lot of routine easy shots, which only boosted Barbora's confidence. Although she'll be disappointed she didn't go a bit further this tournament, this still was a good week for Sloane. It was her first Slam second week appearance in 2 years, where she grabbed her first top 10 win in also 2 years. Focusing back on Barbora, she's now 29 in the live rankings and is looking very good at being seeded for Wimbledon. She's also 9th in the live debutante race. At 7th in the live debutante race is Krejcikova's next opponent, Coco Gauff, who defeated Ons Jabeur 6-3, 6-1 in 53 minutes. This was just another surprising scoreline because Ons is no pushover, but Coco was far too good today and dictated from the very first ball. Gauff had a very good start too, which really set the tone for the entire match. She was more intense with her game and focus, while Jabeur looked a bit phased and uneasy. Coco dictated pretty much every point, which was mainly due to her excellent serving. Gauff hit 66% of first serves in and won 81% of points when doing so. Equally impressive, she maintained a 71 second serve point 1 percentage. The strong serving gifted her greater court positioning too, 53% of her first shots after the serve being struck inside the baseline. Another part of Coco's game I liked today was her net play, coming in whenever she had Ons in compromising positions. She won 76% of net points and came in a total of 17 times. Coco is now into her maiden Slam quarterfinal and she looked extremely poised about the occasion and actually appeared calmer today, in particular having more of a contained intensity rather than her typical comeuppance after nearly every point won. It will be interesting to see how her game holds up in her next match, as this is a good chance for her to go even further. I don't think that the occasion will get to her too much in the quarterfinal, as Gauff explains how her renewed hunger better prepares her for these pressure moments. I think I was just more hungry for it, she explained. I feel like in the past I was satisfied with the run I made in the tournament, so maybe I feel like I came into the matches I guess not as hungry. And I know it's probably not a good thing to say, but it's the truth. I think with a lot of young players, we tend to get satisfied with the small results. Not small results, but certain results before we realize that we can really shoot for more. My message has always been dream big and aim higher, she said. I think that today was honestly coming from that message of aiming higher, because I could have easily said I'm satisfied with 4th round and everything, but today I think I just came in more hungry and wanting more compared to my last times I had been in the 4th round. Those quotes show that Coco has the right mindset that the game's greats have of not being satisfied and always wanting more. At 17 years and 3 months, Coco is the youngest female player to reach a major quarterfinal in 15 years, when Nicole Vadisova did so. She's also the youngest American to make the last 8 at a Slam since Venus Williams made her run to the 1997 US Open final. The third round of 16 women's match was between Maria Sakkari and Sonia Kenin, Sakkari dominating this one 1-3. Now I'm not really surprised by the scoreline because Sakkari is not a good matchup for Kenin. Sonia likes to move the ball around and use a lot of drop shots especially, but Maria's speed made that tough. It was difficult for the American to hit the ball by Sakkari, which caused her to go for more and ultimately have a -17 winner on forced error differential. This is Maria's first Slam quarterfinal, and she makes history as the first Greek woman to make the last 8 at a major in the Open era. I feel like this was sort of a long time coming for Sakkari because she's long had the game and repertoire to make a deep run at the majors, but can never rise to the occasion when need be. She talked about this road to major success saying, "I knew it was going to come. I didn't know when, but I think that I've been playing very good tennis, especially this year, and I don't see why I can't go further as well." Sakkari now meets defending champ Iga Swiatek, who defeated Marta Kostyuk 6-3, 6-4. This was by far the most competitive women's match of the day, as Marta really pushed Iga hard throughout. The Ukrainian went up an early break and had additional break chances at 3-all, but couldn't convert, giving Iga the necessary boost to take the first set. Like in her previous match against Kontaveit, Swiatek improved as things went on, mitigating her service issues and taking a more offensive approach. Giving credit to Marta, she played a great match and is actually the only person to take 7 games from Iga at Roland Garros since 2019. She had a very strong showing at this event, scalping Muguruza, and she now improves to 36 in the debutante rankings. Still, Iga already having that champion mentality was too strong here, as she now claims her 50th main draw win on tour. Even 3-time major champion Andy Murray was impressed with what he saw from the poll, tweeting, "Love watching Iga." Swiatek then replied, "Thank you, Sir Andy. Are you by any chance up for a practice? I really need to improve my skills on grass." I definitely like to see these two hit the court for a hit, as Iga already traded some ground strokes with Rafa earlier this fortnight. Speaking of Rafa, he surprisingly had the easier match against the next-gen Italian opponent, beating Jannik Sinner handily 7-5, 6-3, 6-love. Jannik had a good start, going up 5-3 and serving for the set. However, when he attempted to do so, he missed all 4 of his first serves, which of course opened up the door for Nadal to apply additional pressure. Also, from 3-5 down, Rafael won 16 of the next 18 points in the set. That was pretty much the low momentum shift Nadal needed, as he raced to a 4-love lead in the second, before of course bigling the 19-year-old in the third. When giving his match synopsis, Rafa said that he started the first 2 games well, but in his words,
"Then I had a bad game with 2-0 and with the wind helping, so that was a big mistake. And then I started to play too much against his backhand and too far from the baseline. So then I give him the chance to be inside the court and to have the control of the point from inside. From that position he's dangerous, and I was a little bit farther every time, from the baseline. Then I was able to have the break back in the 5-4 with the wind helping. I know that was a chance. So it was important to hold my serve with the 5-3 against the wind. And then with the 5-4, you know that you can have your chances, no? So that's what happened. I won that game. I had the break. Then I play a solid game with my serve. And then from that moment to 7-5, 4-0, I think I played a very good level of tennis. Then again, couple of mistakes, and he played well, honestly. 4-3, and until that moment to the end of the match, I think I played great.
Nadal will want to continue that excellent form throughout his quarterfinal match against Diego Schwartzman. Schwartzman took out Jan-Lennard Struff today 7-6, 6-4, 7-5. Rafa and Diego played here last year in the semifinals, which Nadal took in straight. However, this one could be a different story, as Schwartzman will be much more fresh heading into this one, not dropping a set yet. Last year, he had just played that marathon quarter against Thiem. Novak Djokovic, unlike Schwartzman and Nadal, had a bit of a scare today, needing 5 sets to defeat Lorenzo Mussetti 6-7, 6-7, 6-1, 6-love, 4-love. Novak didn't even play that bad of a first couple of sets. Lorenzo hit the ball very cleanly and with a lot of depth, pushing the world number 1 deep behind the baseline. Mussetti also fought very well, recovering from an early deficit in the first set and multiple mini breaks in the breaker to ultimately take it. The second set was a bit different in this regard, as Lorenzo had break leads himself but let them slip. However, he kept the scoreboard pressure and pushed it to a tiebreaker, where he dominated 7-2. After the second set, Djokovic went to the locker room to change his underwear, which he later clarified, and he came back looking a whole new player. He drastically improved his first serve percentage, increasing it by over 10 points. This gave him easier holds, and he put more pressure on the Musetti service games. Musetti did falter a bit in the last 3 sets, which Nolan, being a more experienced legend, took full advantage of. In regards to Lorenzo retiring, he later revealed that he wasn't really injured, just had some cramps and a little bit of lower back pain. That doesn't really make sense to me, but alas, Djokovic next meets top-ranked Italian Berrettini in the quarters. Looking ahead to day 10, all the quarterfinal matchups will be on Philippe Chatrier. First is Dancek Badosa, followed by Pavlyuchenkova and Rybakina. Then Alexander Zverev takes on Alejandro Davidovich Fokina, and at night we have Tsitsipas and Medvedev. That's it for my day 9 recap of the French, and let me know in the comment section below your thoughts about all the results. Also, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell so you're notified whenever we post new content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time here on Grand Slam Tennis News Today.